for stopping back to my channel where I share my love of The Sims with you. My name is Mindii, and today we are going to be doing a speed build of a beautiful colonial style home that is located in Newcrest. I was going to actually add this to my game save file, however I decided not to for a few reasons, and one of those reasons is that we do have a few extra things in the base game, so I want to add some of those. For instance, we now have lounge chairs, or like pool chairs, whatever you want to call them. We are also able to use the cheat, show live edit objects, and so I just want to go back and add a little bit more touch to some of my older homes. Some of them I'm going to keep, some of them I'm going to get rid of, some of them I'm just going to renovate. Yeah, so I just wanted kind of a blank space, or a blank start. Yeah, a blank slate. That's what I was thinking of. To do that game save file. When I first decided to do it, I actually kind of did it on a whim, and so I didn't plan anything. And let me tell you, if you think that there is no planning involved to doing a game save file, you are wrong. Like, you can't just be putting houses all willy-nilly everywhere. Like, there has to be a reason. Like, things have to make sense. So of course I had to like map out everything and where I wanted things, and if I wanted it to be a community lot, what kind of neighborhood I wanted it to be, what kind of houses I wanted them to be, what kind of people I wanted to live in. It's a whole thing. So yeah, I was going to add this to my game save file. However, I took a lot of inspiration from Simlissy, who is currently doing a ton of speed builds in this area of Newcrest. And the houses are very similar to this, so I decided that it'd probably be best not to, because I don't want to be accused of copying anybody. And yeah, so I took a lot of inspiration from her, and I kind of like the idea of having like a historic area in Newcrest. And I just kind of imagine that these are like maybe the first houses that were built in Newcrest, and so they're older and people are buying them and renovating them because they are really built well. You know how some older houses are just built really well. And yeah, so I kind of really like that idea, and I was trying to record this voiceover, which, by the way, this is like taking me the longest time, and I don't know why. I just want to record this voiceover. I'm heavily thinking about just adding music to it, but I don't really like doing that. I like to talk to you guys. So yeah, anyways, during one of the breaks that I took, I was like, I just need to take a break and walk away from this for a minute. I decided to go watch one of Simlissy's speed builds, and literally she said exactly what I said in my video. She said, you know, I kind of think that the people who live here is all about, you know, your looks. And yeah, so it just sounded like, I mean, it was literally the same. And I was like, I can't do this, because I did heavily, you know, inspire this build off of Simlissy's build. So, you know, naturally I just decided to leave it out of my save file. I want my save file to be my own. And while I do take inspiration from other simmers, whether you want to call it copying or not, I don't know. I could make a whole video about the whole copying thing. But anyways, yeah, I just take inspiration from her a lot. She's my favorite YouTuber, and I get a lot of build tips just watching her. So yeah, that's kind of where I was. And I was like, you know what? I think it's best to just leave well enough alone. And yeah, you guys can still download this house. I'm still going to obviously do the video on it. It's just not going to be in my game save file. It will be up on my gallery though. Mindii 1990, Mindii 1990. So be sure to download it and check it out. So the family that lives in this house, now that you know a little bit of the background, of course, this is a historic district. This is Newcrest, and the people who buy these houses tend to be people who have a lot of money, because they are renovating these houses. They're the older houses. They've been there forever. They're, you know, kind of in like the books. They're, you know, people go on tour, like tourists go on tour past these homes, and you know, they're expensive homes, they're well-built homes, and the people who are buying them are just pretty well settled into life. They've got a decent amount of simoleons saved up, and yeah, they're doing pretty well. And the family that I moved into this home is the Hoffman family, and we have Juliet and Weston Hoffman, and they are both level 7 of the business career. Juliet is in management, and Weston is actually he's an investor, and they currently live at this home with their 2 children, Nadia, who wants to be a veterinarian, and their son, who wants to someday live off of the land. So yeah, it's quite a dynamic family here. Juliet, the mother, is actually very conscious of her looks. She is all about keeping up with the Jones. So if you download this, you can actually download the family that I put with this, and you will notice that they have very little money, and that is because Juliet is constantly spending money. She has a pretty bad spending habit. She's put the family in debt. They can't even really afford the house that they live in now, and even though they do make decent money, if she wasn't spending the money that they had, they probably could live in this home. Okay, but Juliet is just blowing simoleons like crazy, and it's just like her thing, you know? And so yeah, it's kind of caused a little bit of issues, but yeah, that's the family that live here. Juliet is very picky over her kids. She wants her daughter to wear, you know, pink frilly dresses and be kind of like preppy and all that stuff. And her daughter's like the total opposite. She's a tomboy. She, you know, loves to be with animals. She wants to work with animals. And so she's got that going for her, but her mom is just not having it. And so her mom does force her to like dress up whenever they go have like dinner parties. They probably have like a lot of elaborate like house parties and hang out with their neighbors and all that stuff. And so yeah, that's kind of the family that I put here. I think that they fit really well here. So you will notice that the bedrooms are pretty catered toward having a daughter who really likes animals. So it's kind of like a cat bedroom, so you could easily put, you know, any kid in there, honestly. And then the son's bedroom is very kind of like organic and woody, I guess. Yeah, it's very yeah, like you can tell that he likes nature, and it's very neutral, and yeah, I really like it. So this house does have 4 bedrooms, and that does not include, it has a separate office, so kind of 5 bedrooms if you want to make a 5th bedroom. Let me tell you guys, I struggled with this floor plan like I have never struggled with a floor plan ever before in my life. And oh man, this house is just like killing me. Like I can't get through this voiceover. I couldn't get through the floor plan. It was a mess. Like when I say it was a mess, like you don't even know. Like I can't even, usually I don't struggle too bad with floor plans, right? But I wanted to do something different. I was like, I'm tired of having the same floor plan, because typically when you have like a colonial style house, basically everything's even on both sides, right? So it's really easy to cut it right down the middle. Make the floor plan the same every time. I didn't want that. I wanted it to look a little bit different, and so I was doing my best to do that. But whenever I would like get a floor plan that I thought that I liked, I would go and furnish it, and then I would just tear it all down. I was like, nope, not having it. I'm done. I had to walk away from this house multiple times. This house took over a week to build just because of that. I'm not kidding you. I would spend an hour, and I have like the footage to prove I would spend an hour just trying to figure out floor plans. It was driving me insane. Finally, I settled on the one that I have, and I'm still like, I still look at it. I'm happy with it, but I still look at it like, could I change something about that? You know, I'm sorry if you hear my kids in the background. They are just hanging out coloring. So yeah, I totally like leaped over that, obviously, as you can see. Because you guys did not want to see any of it. So here is the house in all of its glory. It is a beautiful house. This is the informal sitting room, which is kind of crazy because I feel like I made it look more formal. The one thing that I really love about this house is I tried to add some like traditional features with some more contemporary features. So for instance, wallpaper on the wall is probably something that originally came with the house. The wood floor is probably something that came with the house. I imagine that they left that there, maybe just kind of fixed everything up, dusted things off, you know, redid the wood floors, and just kind of added like a little bit of a contemporary touch. I know this doesn't look too contemporary in this room, but it does in the other rooms, and I just think that it's a really well fit. For me, my favorite styles are traditional and contemporary, so I wouldn't say modern, okay? I think there's a difference between contemporary and modern. There is definitely a difference, okay? And someday I will explain it to you guys, okay? I'm not a professional, but in my head, things are different. So, yeah. But I think that this room turns out really, really cute. And I like the fact that I added the stairs in the back of the house, because typically whenever I make a house, I put them like right in the entrance, or I put them in the front of the house or in the living room. And I was like, you know what? I think I am just going to add these in the back of the house, and it looks pretty good. I mean, it is kind of weird that you have to go to the back of the house to get up the stairs, but I don't know. I guess it feels like it fits in this room. It fits nicely in this room too. So I don't know. I like it. I really do. Yeah, so I just add a few more things on the table in this room, and I think I put a couple pictures on the wall and a plant, and then I move on. Oh, I gotta tell you guys about these scones. These wall scones came with Realm of Magic, okay? And I put them on the wall, and I was like, look how pretty they are. Okay, so naturally, I filled up the whole house with them. I was like, scones everywhere. Light scones everywhere. It's a party. And then I went and checked when I was play testing this, and realized that there was blue flames coming out of them. And I was like, oh, that's not what I was going for at all. And I was a little bit upset because the scones were like perfect. I was like, this just fits in with the house perfectly. But I did find some different scones, and life went on. But yeah, it was just one of those things where I was like, is that blue coming out of there? I wasn't sure. But yeah. So I have to tell you, when I did this house and when I was editing, there's going to be a lot of jumping around in here. I know that really, really stinks, because some of the rooms you probably won't see as much, or you won't see at all. And I do apologize about that, but just, I'm telling you, man, I struggled with this house. I don't know what it was. And I absolutely love it though. I love how it's finished, and I could not share it with you guys, you know, like, I just really liked it that much, and it was different and something, and you know, I like that I was able to kind of like step out and do something a little bit more unique. I wouldn't say too much more unique. I mean, this is still kind of my build style, but you know, it was just still nice to do something a little bit different and share that with all of you. So I have to say, the one part that I think looks really updated, like maybe the first thing that they did when they got into this home, was renovate the kitchen. And you'll see why, because the kitchen ends up like kind of sticking out. You can just tell that it doesn't belong in this like house. You can tell that it's new. So yeah, it definitely kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, especially I would say like the whole back of the house, because where I have the mudroom next to the kitchen, I open it up. And so yeah, I imagine that was kind of like their first plan. Like, let's go ahead and take down the walls and open this up a little bit so we have some more space. And I imagine that probably eventually they're going to open up the dining room if that's what they're going for, but that's not what I was going for. I didn't know what I was going for at the time. So, you know, we have a pretty boxed in dining room. I don't know. Anyways, this is the kitchen, you guys. I think it's really cute. It almost fits in here, but I think it's like it's too white. It's too pristine, if that makes sense, for this time period, that I would think that this house fits in. So I don't know. Maybe it does fit in there, but to me, it looks brand new. It looks like they just added it in there. It's tiny. It is a really little kitchen, but it has everything that they need. It's got plenty of storage. And then right next to them is the mudroom, where I just put an area for kids to maybe drop their book bags, hang up their coats, throw their shoes on the floor. There's also a spot for their dog to eat. They do have a corgi, which I think is super adorable. I am not really like a corgi freak. I don't dislike them. I've just never been one of those people that's like, oh, you know, like, I don't know. But I thought my husband actually picked what dog they would have, and he's like, let's do a corgi. And I was like, okay. And he didn't even know anything about the family, but I think the corgi fits in really nicely. So yeah, moving on, kind of outside, I realized that I don't ever really add like outdoor decorations to my homes, and I think that makes a huge difference. I see a lot of people add decorations to the homes, and a lot of times I forget about them, and then when I find them and add them, like, you know, the ivy and the flowers curling up the wall, and just the different parts that you can put, you know, the roof decorations, all those things, those little things, they make a really big difference. And so that's something that I'm trying to like be conscious of, is just not to go overboard with it, but to just know that it's there and that it's available. And I think that I handled that nicely on this house. I didn't go overboard because I do have a tendency to go overboard when I find something new. I just keep doing it over and over again because it's so new and it makes me happy, and then, you know, in a couple of weeks I'll hate it. But yeah, I think that I did a pretty good job of like restraining myself. We should have like vocabulary time with Mindii. So anyways, moving on, this is the more formal living room, and I wanted so bad to get a piano in here, but it wouldn't fit, so I settled on this little keyboard because I was kind of like thinking about like in the Victorian age, or if you guys have ever seen Little Women and they stand around the piano and they all sing, and I just, I love it. So yeah, I mean, I think Little Women's probably before this time period, but you know, it's what I was going for, and yeah, but the piano didn't fit, so we had to stick with a keyboard, and I just think it's a really cute room. I imagine that maybe they painted it and just fixed up like the wood on the wall and obviously the floors, and maybe if the fireplace needed the mantle like needed updated or something, I kind of imagined that they did that. But I think it turns out really cute. It's really, really cozy, and honestly, like if you wanted to switch this to like your more informal living room, I think that you could do that very easily, because the furniture that's in the not informal, oh my gosh, the furniture that's in the living room it just kind of says more, it screams more. I don't know what I'm trying to say, you guys. I'm just done. You know what I'm trying to say. It's easy to switch the rooms. That's all that I'm trying to say. It's easy to switch the rooms, okay? It's been a day. So yeah, I like how I finished this up. I add this little bookcase that matches, that came from Cats and Dogs, and so did the fireplace. And then I add this little corner piece that came with Cats and Dogs, and oh, I love it. It's so adorable. I just think that it fits really well in here. This is a super cozy room, and I was able to put not too much clutter on the like on the mantle, but just enough, and I think it turns out really well. I was able to hang some personal picture frames on the wall, which I was really pleased with, and just get a few candles and lighting in here to kind of, you know, fix the mood. And here I was just playing with the screens from the Mosquito pack. But yeah, I added that little corner piece, and I know it kind of clips in, but I think it looks really cute. I really like it. It turned out really well. Here I am using my OMSP shelf. I will put a link to that in the description down below. That shelf is a lifesaver, and it is a must-have. I don't keep any of my other CC installed when I am working on my game save file other than that and the MC Command Center, because those are definitely my must-have mods. So over here, I wanted to make the office look pretty updated as well. I imagine that maybe Juliet works from home, and I wanted this to kind of be her office, and so I wanted it to kind of reflect her personality, the very clean, very pristine, very, I don't know, just very, I guess, like fancy, you know? And so I really wanted that to kind of reflect her personality, and yeah, I just imagined that she just went in and completely redid the whole area, and it turned out pretty well. Like I said, you can make this another room if you want to, or you can just leave it as an office. I personally like it as an office just because we have 4 rooms, and I love this bookcase because you can put so much on it, and it's so cute. I love to put it in my Sims's like office because of like my YouTuber Sims, like my Sims who like get on the internet and make videos and stuff, because I just think that like if I had a bookcase like this, I would want it as like a background area, because my background area is my living room, and so I'd really one day like to have a nice background area. So here I am kind of jumping around, and we go back to the kitchen and clutter it up, which a lot of times, if you guys watch my speed builds, a lot of times what I actually do is I will make a room, and then I go back to the rooms at the end and kind of add a little bit more clutter to them, mostly because I like to kind of like set where everything's at, if that makes sense, and just get it in its place, and then I will go back and decorate it and add those little touches to it. So yeah, it's not too cluttered because I don't imagine that Juliet really wants a cluttered kitchen. I imagine she keeps it pretty clean, or she has a maid keep it pretty clean, whatever she does, spending money when she doesn't have it. So yeah, it's not super like crazy or anything. I just feel like you can definitely tell that it's like a new kitchen, or it doesn't like belong in this area. So yeah, and then I put over a little coffee bar here, and I was gonna put some fairy lights, but I felt like that didn't work very well, so I decided on some pans as well. And then I think that's just about it for the kitchen and the downstairs. We're gonna move upstairs here in a minute, and you will see this cat bedroom that I have been telling you guys about, and I absolutely love it, and it's definitely Nadia's personality for sure. Here I am just changing a few things. I went back and like changed the color of like some walls and stuff, and yeah, I was really, this house just, I don't know, it threw me off. I don't know how to explain it. So here we go. We are upstairs. We are working on Nadia's bedroom, and like I said, Nadia is a teenager. She's very kind of tomboyish, but she's like really sweet, and she has a lot of friends, I imagine, and she's kind of like the child who's friends with the kids who get picked on, if that makes sense. So that's the kind of person that she is. She's just really super sweet. She gets along with everybody. She loves animals, and I kind of realized like halfway through, when I first made her, I made her snobby, and I was like, no, you know what? As I was picking beds, I was like, no, she's gonna be a cat person. I don't know, okay? I just changed her personality on a bed, like based on a bed. But her room, this room, you guys, I'm telling you, like, it turns out so well in the end. I absolutely love it. But yeah, so while you guys are watching this, I figured we would just chat for a little bit. I don't know, I love to just chat with you guys about what's going on with my life. It's been a while since I have uploaded any stay-at-home mom, and I'm really sad for that reason. I think I'm gonna record a few episodes tonight because I miss it so much. I love my stay-at-home mom. I miss Naomi, I miss Oakley, I miss Tanner and the whole family, and yeah, so I think I'm going to get back to recording that a little bit. And then I also have been playing. I've actually been playing for myself a lot lately, which feels really, really good, because a lot of times when I play, I'm like, oh, I have to like record this house, or I have to record that, and you know, I don't. It's just like a head thing, you know. Nobody pressures me, obviously. It's just, I just feel like I have to. So yeah, I've been playing for myself a little bit lately, and I've been playing my Not So Berry challenge, which you guys know I did discontinue that as a let's play and decided to just play it in my free time and in my personal time. And so I will be uploading some pictures on Instagram of that. But Rose's daughter has grown up. She's a toddler now, and it's so sweet. Marley is slowly reaching her last days, and yeah, we don't have the points to drink another potion again, so we won't be doing that. We will be saying goodbye to Marley soon, and because of that, we did move out of the household. Oh, it was so sad. And then I was so mad because I moved out of the household and I didn't save any of the family pictures that I put on the wall. I was so mad. I was so mad, and I had saved it, and oh, it was just, I almost cried. Like, when I went back and realized that, I was like, why? But I moved them into an apartment, and I'm in the process of renovating that apartment for them. So yeah, it's a pretty large apartment, and Rose's political career is going along nicely, as well as her several boyfriends. But anyways, I'll put my Instagram down below so you guys can keep up with that story as well, especially if you were somebody who watched my Not So Berry challenge on a regular basis. So here we are in Russell's room. Russell, like I said, he loves to be outdoors. He's kind of like an activist. He's an environmentalist. He wants to live off the land someday. He wants to kind of give back to everything, and he's kind of like a hipster, you know, and I don't know, but he's like such a cute little kid, and I thought it would be really nice for him to have a little board for like Boy Scouts, or what do they call it in here? I don't remember. And then I kind of like put all these like little posters over his wall, like save the earth, and I don't know, like don't clutter, don't litter. It's so cute. I don't know, this room is so adorable. I absolutely love it. I've never really built a room like this, and I don't know, it's just so cute. I didn't give him a computer or anything, because I imagine he kind of doesn't really spend a lot of time on that. He just kind of like hangs out and does his own thing, or he spends time outside, and he likes to garden, but his mom's like, you're not going to be like seen gardening, like no son of mine's going to be seen gardening, those kind of things. And that's just kind of how his mother is. So yeah, that is pretty much his room. And then I clutter up the hallway a little bit, and then I'll move on to the master. I did not record me doing the guest room just because it's literally just like a bed and a dresser. It's nothing fancy. But like I said, if you have a toddler or your sim wants to have another baby, you can easily just put the baby in there, and yeah, it works out really nice. The master bathroom, I don't think I recorded as well either. And like I said, I do apologize about that. This house was just absolutely insane. Like, it was just, I don't know. I don't know what it was. So moving on to the master, I think I did my best to try to make it look pretty fabulous and pretty glamorous, and you know, like all the finer things. And yeah, it turns out pretty cute. I really like it. It's really cozy. But you guys, we are coming close to the end of this video, so I tell you what, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and hit the notification bar, and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. I hope you guys enjoyed my channel. If you did, check out some of my other videos. I have tons more speed builds. I am in the middle of doing a let's play. I have game reviews. I have all kinds of fun videos, so be sure to check it out. You can follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. You can download this on the Sims 4 Gallery, Mindii 1990. And with that being said, I love you all. Bye. I did it. Yay.
Don't just sit there watching me, lying alone, trying hard not to sleep. Your shadows like to watch me dream and mess with me and our memories. I would crawl back to you, throw it down and asking why would you call and break me through, you and I, 'cause I'm lucid dreaming again. Wake me up and tell me when that I'm lucid dreaming again. Wake me up and tell me